Alright, okay, we don't want any of this. We're looking for Shaitan Demon, Dune Drake, or what's my call it? Okay, player one. We don't know what he is. We just want to double land as player one. We don't have anything to suggest doing anything else. Our line is going to be Desert, Desert, Demon as it stands. Unless something else changes. Okay, so we can identify his deck as Warstorm because he made mountains and forests. So he's a mid-range deck. Okay, okay. So here we actually have options because we have ways of killing both of his creatures within our hand. And it's not too bad a value. So we're gonna go for that. His deck, Wood Ellie is his biggest creature. That's 3 attack. So we just kill that off. And if I drop the demon, he just collects, trades into it, and then replays a new creature. I'd rather just wait, Wind Soldier it, and then play demon. Because demon will overpower most of his creatures, and we can just wait for that. Plus, we might get the advantage of collecting with Wind Soldier to trade in. The only difference would be we're giving him the possibility to buff this if he has like an Embrace, but no one will preemptively buff a creature when you have a ton of Feria and you're going into 3 deserts, because they're going to be scared of Last Nightmare. And it's early on enough that Warstorm Champion won't come down and buff it. So now we have the option of double land so that we get the Wind Soldier collection, kill it, or just Desert and Wind Soldier, kill it, drop Demon. Normally I like going for the collection, but in this scenario we need to get to 3 deserts anyway. So I'm just gonna... yeah, I'm just gonna fight one side. And we're gonna go for this side. Our demon's too small to play, there's no way we play that. Flame Burst? Okay. So, we probably look at just Last Nightmare, unless we draw a follower or something else that makes me think otherwise. Nope, we just +1 Last Nightmare. He's going into Warstorm range after this next mountain, but he needs 6 Feria for that. So, we just wait. Wow, is he gonna Axe Grinder here? No, okay. Alright, so we can Wind Soldier hit face and then Wrangler it. Activate our prayer, but I'd rather find like a follower or a monk. Okay, we can do it with monk. So he could have Ground Shaker or Warstorm. Ground Shaker would deal 1 damage to everything because he's going into 6 Feria. And so the play I'm looking at originally is just Follower Collect, because there's no creature to kill it, and then Wrangler the Follower to be a 5/2. But that sets us up with 2 creatures that die to Ground Shaker. So if our 5/2 lives, then we're fine with that. What about Warstorm? The more creatures we have on the board, it's better, kind of. We don't have another prayer in hand. If we had another prayer in hand, it would be important we saved our haste unit to activate it, but because we don't, I'm just gonna go for the super greedy line. Now if he plays Warstorm, he needs all 4 hits to hit our creatures. That's not too likely. It's likely that 1 hit at least hits our face. Yeah, 1 hit our face. And now we can kill this off with Wind Soldier Demon Wing. I am gonna draw though, just in case we get something we would have liked to have played. Actually, shoot, I almost always draw every turn as Yellow Rush because it helps you find prayers. But we have a heavy hand in having two Doomdrakes and Zealous. So I think in this instance I may just +1. This is really rare that I +1. It's because we have an extremely heavy hand. Playing a creature there. Wait, no, you still wouldn't play Horsemaster there. Derelict Tower? What? He's playing Shrine? Alright, that's gonna catch me off guard. Alright, we just have to hope that he doesn't have a movement trick and play the demon. Shoot, he's gonna have it. I have no choice, I have to go for the demon line. This is a really one-sided matchup normally. It should be heavily favored for the red-green deck, and yeah, this is why. They just fight for the board better than us. If he doesn't have a movement trick, I can Doomdrake to kill the structure, get the 2 Faria, and maybe look at top deck Last Nightmare or top deck Wind Soldier to Wind Soldier collect, Soul Drain, and then hit in to kill it. So it doesn't grow. Is that Wood Ellie? Yeah. At this point you concede, we failed to rush. But I'm just gonna see if next turn I top deck Prayer. Prayer is our only chance of like having some way back. No, this is game. This is game. We didn't win the board hard enough. In the early stages, when he's at like 2 forest, 2 mountain, if we just completely dominate the board, that's the games that we win. But sadly, he managed to stay alive, or keep board control until he made it to War Storms. Sometimes they will just not have a creature to play, or they won't have the perfect removal, and you'll get a creature on the board and it'll stick, and you'll get to collect with it, and then you'll get to hit face and target your prayers and stuff, and you just win the game. But in this instance, he managed to win the board. Alright, up against Thrain. Okay, so we're looking for Doondrake, Shaitan Demon, or Monk plus Prayer, or Follower plus Wrangler. This hand I'll keep because we have a combo. It's very hard to play with the combo though. But I'm gonna go for it anyway. I think I have it in the title of the deck, that if you have the combo you can keep it. Although I think I said Follower plus Wrangler is the combo. Okay, we want to soul drain this ASAP, so we're gonna explore desert. We have a line planned. We can identify his deck after the Demon Wing came out, that he's a Yellow Flyers deck. So that means it's going to lead into a couple of cards. It's going to lead into Sky Captains, Windborne Champions, Aviaries, and maybe Celestial Towers. Now, I play the Deathwish Ghoul because it will stop any land block from him. And it's not a creature that's vulnerable to anything he would do this turn. Looking at the board state, we have to ask ourselves, can we win a fighting war where we just fight each other? Can we win the board state? Now we have Prayer in hand, so it's an aggressive hand. But if I just step over, make a desert, Monk hit in, he goes into a 3 Faria collects and has a 4-2. We have 4 Faria and a 3-1 on the board. That's going to give us even more Faria. And when this... yeah, and then we go into 7 Faria, so... I think we're favored enough to fight this kind of a board. Monks very often will just be soul drains. If you can collect trade with it, it ends up being like a 2 Faria result, and we killed a 4 cost card. Now it's only a 3 cost value, but because of this, it's our objective to tempo him off the board. Now we just draw in this situation because we're looking for Soul Drain or any type of haste unit or anything like that. Crusader's not likely to grow to a huge stat line in this game, so we can just play it as a 3-3. Even if it gets Wind Soldiered, we're okay with that. This is just going to help us have a body to potentially toggle our prayer, or force him into playing removal. This is not something you'll commonly do. It's only because our hand is double prayer Last Nightmare and we're opting in for a board control battle. So right now you could say he's got 7 Faria plus 5 for 12, and we've got 6 plus 4, but then we're going into our turn, so that'd be another 3. We have like 13. It's very easily, when you fight for the board though, to lose the board and have a hand stuck with prayers and you can't do anything. So you have to be careful you don't tempo Crusader too often. Trading or collecting? Trading. Whoa. That was not the trade I thought he would do. He should have killed the 3-3. Yeah, he definitely should have killed the 3-3. That was a huge mistake by him. Demon. So, trade Desert Demon seems like a good line. But so does Collect and Draw. No. We just Demon. We're fine with this. Actually, just give me a second to work this out. We could actually Last Nightmare. Because we've been able to fight the board and be ahead, we might just be better off spending the Feria to kill it. Yeah, I think we're gonna spend the Feria to kill it, because it stops a collection from him. Oh shoot, I killed the wrong one. Alright, so I ended up screwing up there. I needed to Last Nightmare the 5-2 actually, because it's the 5-2 that threatens killing this. Yeah, that was a mistake. I mean, it's a very high chance he has a haste or a flying unit anyway that he can play, and then buffs it up to trade. So it was probably going to happen either way, but it's a misplay in the fact that it was intended to Last Nightmare the 5-2. Interesting. Interesting. Kill Structure. Don't kill Structure. Kill Structure, don't kill Structure. Pretty sure I kill the Structure, or I kill this. And then we hit. And then we prayer. And then... Sure, we might desert here for a haste unit, maybe. Doomdrake in the middle is a little bit better. Well, no, Doomdrake being up one's better, because then we can dash over, kill the Structure. Yeah, Doomdrake should have been up one, actually. So he's gonna come back, hit this, that's fine. Win one champion? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Start off with prayer. And then... Desert, follower, hit face. Regular follower. And play a demon. And we're playing it here because it blocks his charge path. Now, sure, he can collect up this alleyway, but if he collects up this alleyway, we win the game. Well, okay. Actually, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. Because he could Fnatic to then hit this, potentially. Great top deck. Not so great top deck. Okay, Soul Drain that. It's best Soul Drain target. Hit. Follower collect, follower hit face. We have one Celis Crusader in the deck, but our Feria count is saying that we don't need more Feria. So I'm gonna hit face with it instead of collecting. If I was on 0 Feria, I would have played it to collect. Well, 1 so I could play it, but yeah, if I was on 1 Feria, I would collect with it. Being on 3 Feria means we hit face. But notice how we fought the board and we limited his resources. By limiting his resources, we won the board state, and now that we've won the board state, we can just be hitting face every turn. The biggest mistake you can do is not think about winning the board and just hit face mindlessly, and then they collect, kill your creature, collect, kill your creature, and eventually they have so much resource that you just lose because they have too many creatures, you can't get through to them. Playing this way, like playing Rush this way, it'll take a lot of practice knowing what the optimal targets for your cards are and how to get the most value out of trading. But once you get used to it, you'll be a very strong Rush player. Yeah, that was a mistake. Just listening to the game for a quick sec. Don't kill structure. Pretty sure I kill the struct or I kill. Yeah, okay, the audio level's fine. I kill this. And then we hit. And then we prayer. And then... Would it be Inception of in-between cues I watched like the delay? Would that be really weird? It probably would be. Okay, so Anger is playing the Grizzly, sorry, the Ursus 3-wish deck. So I would normally want to keep choking because he also plays guards, but I don't like to use um, knowledge of previous games unless I'm playing ranked and I know for sure that they're playing it again. Okay, so our hand wasn't good. We full mulliganed, and we ended up with a pretty crummy hand. It would be so much better if we had a demon or a Dune Drake. Yes, top deck Dune Drake, perfect. Alright, there's Ursus and Willow. And Demon. So if I hit into Ursus, it goes to 2 attack, 5 life, becomes a 2/5, and then it finishes off our creature. Don't really want that to happen. If he had Embrace, he probably would have pre-embraced this. I think the line is I hit into this, and then I Desert Demon. I'm betting he doesn't have Embrace. What, Ellie? Okay. He hitting? No, he thought about it. Um... That has to happen. I know this might look weird, but I think I need the monk to kill off the Willow. It's that or draw. Draw for what? Draw for Soul Drain, draw for Choking, draw for Last Nightmare, draw for another Demon, draw for another Doomdrake. It's a bad land to make. I think I'm gonna draw. Okay. And I don't think I'm playing Celis. Alright, so I had to think about that a lot. Hitting the monk into it, it just really didn't seem right. You now use the follower to kill off our demon though. Like, monk would have protected the demon, I'm just not sure it was worth it. I'd rather just draw for another demon or draw for another Doomdrake, because that would be better. So I can Desert Last Nightmare this, hit Prayer. I can Desert Monk, hit, play new Monk, hit Prayer. That's 6. Then I go up to 10, and then I can play a 4/4 Celis. No, the best line is to Last Nightmare it. Yes, perfect card. Drop the demon. He's at the point now where he can enchantment this, so it'll become an 8/8. Or enchantress it, and it'll become a, well, still an 8/8. It's just hitting into it wasn't worth it, because we needed to activate our prayer. You could up the game music. Well, that was said a little bit ago. So, sorry about the delay. Alright, I think it ramps up. If he doesn't block these 2 spots, or this spot in particular, we get to step over, make the desert, and then trade. And that keeps us out of range of the Enchantress. Or, I can kill it, Monk hit face +1 choked. Wait, that would be the same as just making the desert then. We make the desert. Okay. Play a 5-5 or choke it. This is about 3 Feria. It's not really an ideal choke target, because he can't reach our 2-1. I think in this scenario, I'd rather just play the Zealous. And then pass. This is one of those situations where it's tricky. It could go either way. Playing the choking because we have another Monk to collect hit face seems decent. But the problem is if we choke this and he drops Willow, then we're in a ton of trouble, right? Yeah, if we choked this, he drops Willow, it's really bad for us. We should always start with hitting face. It's just where the Monk hits face is questionable, whether I hit like this or hit like this. Now, it's very likely that we're hitting this. Unless we Soul Drain Soldier, or Wind Soldier Soul Drain it. But I don't think we're doing that. I think we're hitting face instead and trading. And then draw? No, wait. We can Death Wish and Wrangler our Death Wish. That seems good. So, Death Wish, +1, Wrangler. Perfect. And this just gets us the most amount of pressure on the board. Deathwish Ghoul, Follower, are two very good targets for Wrangler. Deathwish Ghoul and Followers. Sometimes you'll Wind Soldier and then Wrangler the Wind Soldier, and sometimes you'll use it on a Monk, but not always. And, you know, we didn't intentionally save this for Kingsguard, we saved it for Willow. And it turns out we're going to get a huge amount of value here and just win the game off it. He'll probably concede before we complete our turn. No, he's not conceding yet. I normally like to draw for prayers, but we have a very heavy hand, so I think I just +1 in this scenario. And then pass. And let's keep in mind, we've already played 2 prayers. To find our last one in the 14 cards, it's just too rare. But yeah, that was game. We had won the board. And this is how we're gonna win majority of our games as Heal Rush, is we just win the board. Okay, we got demons, and Soul Drain's really good utility for them. So if this was Prayer or Soul Drain, we keep it, because we have 2 fighters, which means we just want support for it. We don't want Monk, we don't want any like big creature. We wouldn't keep Last Nightmare though, we wouldn't want that. But Soul Drain, Wind Soldier, Soul Drain, Wind Soldier, Prayer, all really good with demons. If he makes a land in front, we're gonna explore desert. Okay, he made a land to the side. I'm just trying to figure out if So lately, people from Blue have been starting to play Gabriel Commander, and that's a 4-2 when it comes down, and then when it grows, it becomes a 5-3. Against that, we would rather be able to Soul Drain. So because we have Soul Drain, and he's Blue, and we're in fear of Gabriel Commander being set up to be a double collector, we're going to Explore Desert. Okay, so he's blue-green, enchantment deck, sort of like a mid-range, or he's 3 wishes. Now, in this scenario, we don't really want to drop a demon back here. We want to just double land and then drop one aggressively. We're a little bit punished for starting with Explored Desert, because now we won't be able to drop 2 demons up here. So a little bit punished. We can at least drop the Dune Drake, that was a good pickup. And we just double land. If he had made a forest to the side instead, I would have definitely just double landed and then done Explore Desert. Well, because we could have the Dune Drake, then Desert Dune Drake, and keep the Explore in hand. Okay, we can Wind Soldier his Collector and set up the Demon. Now, this flies up 1, and I only fly up 1 so that he can't buff it and trade. I want to make sure I can hit it on my own. So we were a bit punished. I wouldn't have needed the Wind Soldier if we had done the lands proper, but like we kind of had to Explore Desert because he started late and he had the potential of playing a commander. So I don't regret it. It's just unfortunate. If you're ever going up against the same opponent over and over again, and you know their deck and you know they're blue-green, then doing Explore Desert, don't do that when you have 2 demons. Instead, just double land. I think in the title of in the title of the deck, I said always double land to start, and it's because it makes it so much easier to play it. I tried to get fancy with Explore Desert and was punished. Wow, Piper. Oh, Piper self-buff. Interesting. I did not expect that to happen. Alright, so here, even though we have the option to hit face, we don't hit face. Because we know he's on Feria. This is his only creature. If we just fight it off the board and take over the board, we're going to win the game. And we have fighters in hand. If we had prayer, then we would hit face, but we don't have prayer. So let's just make this less valuable to enchantment. +1 and drop the demon. Demon is a 3 fairy of 5/4. It's a massive creature for its cost. So we can really abuse that. Yeah, not getting as much value out of his creature because we had hit into it. So even if he enchants it now, it looks like he's not going to. We can just finish it off. And we only have a few cards and we can already play the demon. So our option is either Desert, Collect, Trade, play Demon, or draw. And I think in this scenario, because we need to get the 3 deserts anyway, and we have the option of collecting, I'm gonna go for the Collect, hit, play Demon. That turn could go either way though. Instead of Collect Desert, you could draw. Drawing I don't like as much. Or you could double land to cut him off from this side. I don't like that either. I think Desert Collect was the best option, because this will set us up to collect twice. And if he plays anything to try and block the 5-4 from hitting face, then we just use the 5-1 to kill it. It's probably game over. We've taken control of the board, and we're the rush player. So that means we're really advantaged to win this. Now, we don't want to die from self-harm, so rather than value trading with this 5-4, I want our 5-1 to die off. It's served its purpose, it's collected twice, it killed 2 creatures, it's done with. Why draw first? There's no reason to draw first. So we just step into the middle? Yeah, step into the middle, that way we can fight either side with it if we need. Draw again. Is this one of those situations where you Wind Soldier Wrangler it? He's on 0 Feria, it's just gonna apply more pressure to help us win faster. You shouldn't always do that, but in this situation we've already won the game, I think, so we can just try and end it as fast as possible by doing Wind Soldier Wrangler. It's not like that's a bad move to make normally though, because we spent 5 Feria to do that, and we ended up with a 2 power minion and a 5 power minion, which is, you know, above curve. The health is under curve for the 5 cost, we only have 3 health total. So stuff like Cypher's Derelict Tower pinning this, or Cypher's Falcon Dive for instance, would be really good against this. So it's something that's matchup dependent. We want the 5-4 to fight, and we want this to fight, I suppose. Yeah. Scoot over. Well, it doesn't matter if we move. Wait, it does matter. Okay. Draw. And play Satyr. If I hit from here, it means all 3 units can hit face on the following turn, because the demon, both demons would be on the lights. Because I moved into the middle, I can then step onto the forest, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to. And then this can charge and hit. So this game, again, it's just completely over. There's 0 chance he gets back into this. And that is Yellow Rush, boys. I'll highlight this 3-game set I did, just as like teaching tips to play the game, or to play Yellow Rush. I know a lot of people